So, this is the manifesto of me, a crazy person with a lot of energy. I am sick and tired of what's going on in our country, and I want to organize everyone else that is too. And I think we can fix it. I think I have a lot of really good ideas on how to fix it. And I think if we just get enough people together, we can make it happen. So, this is my plan. This is my thought process. And if it's something you want to get behind and want to join, email me. I'll leave a link down below. I want to do like an organization, but stronger, so I'm thinking more like along the lines of a philosophy or maybe like a religion of like some kind, but like non-theistic. Anyways, I want our party, we're just going to call it a political party, to be extremely focused on action and acting, and making it happen and actually doing it and actually following through and doing things now and affecting change right now. And just, I think if we get enough people together and we get the ball rolling hard enough and we go fast, I think we can do it. I actually know we can do it. It's just a matter of if we are able to get enough people together. I really do think this is a concept that can go viral and we can get things happening within days. Really, it just depends on how quickly the word spreads. Just look at what we were able to do over the summer with all the protests and how quickly we were able to organize all that. And that was that. This is something completely different. So yeah, I basically want to radicalize and organize the radical left. I want to be like the alt left. Because I don't think the Democrats and the left are left anymore. I think they're center. And this is basically socialism. And by basically, I mean it's kind of socialism, but here's how I would roll it out. I don't want you to think of it as socialism, though, just because I know that's like a really propagandized word. And so people are like, oh, socialism bad. But it's like, just listen to what I have to say and know that what I'm saying is socialism. Like, you got to trust me. And if you want to get all technical about technicalities, blah, 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 get in the comments and get all mad. I don't care. We're not gonna get into that. Just know socialism equals this. Okay, very basic. Okay. So all the policies and ideas that I have are based on how much power we are able of getting and maintaining. If we're able to get as many people together as I know we can, then the more we can do. So let's all get on it. So what I'm about to say is just like assuming total power. This is like everything that I would want to do. Just ground up what would happen. Not to say that I don't have ideas working within the system. I do, but I know we can get more people together. We just got to do it. You'll see that I say that a lot. So step one, I would want to restart our government from the ground up. Just do a new constitution, new Bill of Rights. Just kind of scrub our laws and start over because there's a lot of just like bulk there. There's a lot of precedents that's from like 100 years ago. Copyright law is completely different. Social media has happened in the last 20 years or so, and look at how crazy big that's had an effect on our society. We need to make laws that reflect that. We need to make laws that reflect that change, and we need to make them happen now because this is something that's affecting us now. So I want to start by legalizing things. We're going to do abortion, drugs, and prostitution. We're legalizing abortion because it's happening either way. It's only whether or not we want it to happen safely or we want it to happen not safely. And that's horrific if you want that on a person. And I also want to put money towards educating and providing access to and about contraceptives and STDs. And study after study shows you that abstinence only education doesn't work. And we just got to stop, okay? I also want to legalize drugs. Again, it's happening either way. One way we get tax money off of it. The other way we don't. And 3, prostitution. Again, it's happening either way. One way, if something happens to a woman or man or whomever, they can go to the cops about it instead of just not having anyone to take care of them because they too would be arrested and lose a lot. I do want to say that I also don't want so much big government and government influence, but the deal is like, my thing is you had your chance and you blew it. That's why I just want to start over from the ground up because I don't want to work within the system because the system is just a little too fucked now. So let's just burn it down and start over. Yeah. So I would do a wealth tax for over $100 million. The tax rate would depend on again, how much power I have, because then the next step would be total tax over $1 billion. If you have more than $1 billion, that will be taxed. You only get up to $1 billion. Do not exceed $1 billion without passing go. Like in a year or whatever, like we'll make the laws work around it. It's not that hard to do a wealth tax. We've done it before, so we can do it again. And then I want to freeze income tax under $75,000. So no changes to those making less than $75,000 for, a few years. I think at least like 4 years. And so if you're making less than $75,000 per year, your taxes will not be affected. If you make more than $75,000, your taxes will be a little higher. And if you make more than $100 million, if you make more than like $50 million and you have more than $100 million, then you're in trouble. But if you make less than $50 million, you're fine. I want to bring industry back to America. Here's like my most basic thought idea to fix this. This is just one of many, just so you like have an idea. So I want to grow hemp. We use that hemp, we process it into textiles here in America. Here in America, we process those textiles into clothing, and then we sell that clothing here in America and maybe even abroad at cost, so that people have clothes that are quality. They're American made, so they provided jobs here in America. We can work on fixing America. And they're made of hemp, so that they required less water to grow than cotton, way less water to grow than cotton, so they're good for the environment. And that's it. That's really it. And that's idea number one. And look at how many jobs that would provide. So yeah. We need to switch from coal and oil to renewable and nuclear, period. We need to stop going over to the Middle East and killing people for oil. That's insane. And, we're going to need jobs for renewable energy. One of the things I want to do is fix our infrastructure. We're going to need jobs for that. The only thing is, you're going to have to work less. I hope you're okay with that. I mean, you're still going to be taken care of and have everything for you that you need, but you're going to have to work fewer hours because... Okay, moving on. Environment. I want to come down hard on pollution. Stop it. No. We need to chill out on plastics. Stop it. No. We need to provide alternatives. Okay? I want to do so good that we can actually start processing other things. I want to not only stop polluting, like our net carbon footprint, I want it to start going down. Because we can. We're capable of doing that. The only thing is certain people won't have to profit. Certain people won't get to suck the ground dry. Nestle. I really, really, really want to have our grandkids and our great grandkids look back at now and be like, wow, they really turned everything around. Like, wow, things were getting real bad. And we stopped it and we turned everything around and we fixed it. Like, I want them to look in the history books and be like, verge of World War III, ? And then just like, psych, here's the new chapter. Everything was okay. Again, we absolutely can do that. So we need to. Regarding, this one's tough, race relations and gun control, gun reform. I have another one in here talking about this, but I don't know enough and I'm not educated on the topics to talk about it. I don't like listening to men talk about women's issues. So I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about issues regarding race or about guns. All I have to say is we got to stop killing people of color. Okay. We got to stop with the racism. And we got to have fewer shootings. So race relations, I want to hire and talk to people, and I want to have people that are actually parts of the community deciding what should be done about it. I don't want to have any part of it. I just want to be there to say, yeah, do that. Because it's the right thing to do. And guns, all right, we're going to have to do some gun control and reform. The fact is, if someone at work the other day was like, oh, that mass shooter. And I was like, wait, which one? No, that's happened. No, Sandy Hook happened. No. And then we didn't do anything. So guess what? Maybe it doesn't help. Okay. And let's do that. Let's talk about that in 10 years. Let's look back and see if it did first, because what we're doing now obviously isn't helping. It's actually getting worse. So that's that. Again, I don't want to speak on it. Let's get people that are actually part of the community and know what we can do. Medicare for all, obviously. We spend $3,000 more per person on healthcare each year right now than the next highest country. We spend over $10,000 per person each year, $10,000 per person on healthcare. The next highest country is Switzerland in the $7,000 range. We spend $3,000 more per person than the next highest country. And I ain't been to the doctor in way too long. So I know my 10,000 isn't contributing to that. So yeah. Police reform. If you need a 4-year degree and a certificate to teach third graders, you need a 4-year degree and a certificate to point a firearm at civilians and possibly fire upon civilians. We need open borders. We already have literal Nazis. Who are we going to let in? The way I like to think about it is, how bad would things have to get here, and how much better would they have to be in Canada for you to flee your home and move to Canada? Like, where do you draw the line on fleeing your home and moving to another country? Things got to get pretty bad, right? So why aren't we letting them in? Like, why are people fleeing this and we're just like, sorry, we can't take care of you, even though we absolutely can. We have the money and the resources. We just aren't. That's something else. We value a human life far more than has been happening lately. 400,000 dead is horrific and serious. And that's something, again, I'm frustrated with, because I don't quite know how to say human lives matter. Like, why do I have to sit here and do that? But apparently I do. Every human life matters. I want to reduce our global military presence. So tone it down on the military, and then I want Peace Corps to be like a branch of the military. Either we start our own or we absorb them. I'm not quite sure how that works. Whatever, probably start our own. Do it with Space Force. Okay, there's your funding. But that way people have an option that isn't college or shooting people. They have an option that will also, like, is a real option instead of just working at the gas station. It's something you can, like, do because, like, it's a purpose. So there's that. So reduce our military presence, but then heighten our peaceful presence. That way, like, we're building wells and schools and educating people. And whenever, disaster strikes, people are like, oh, thank God the Americans are here, because, like, we really can be that country. We really can be so awesome and so kind and so helpful, and just, like, we can be proud to be Americans again. We just got to make it happen. And this is me trying to get us to try to make that happen, because we really can. We just need to have someone start it, and I'm trying to start it. So I also want to have free federal university. You can keep your fancy schmancy $60,000 a year universities. That's fine. But we also need a free federal 4-year university. If you need a degree for half the jobs on the market, then people need to have access to degrees. If you need a high school education for half the jobs on the market, people need to have high school education access. I want to create a national bank that lets you go $100 in the red. So no cute little credit card perks. You don't get to go below $100. It just won't charge. And we don't charge any monthly fee or, like, maintenance or anything. And we don't charge overdraft fees. So you get an extra $100 padding, because I've been really poor for a very long time. And I know how much an extra $100 would have helped me a lot of times. And no fee, no hassle, just to hold your money. Universal basic income. I want it to be $1,000 per month for those making less than $75,000. And then I want the federal minimum wage to be raised to $15 an hour. Under that system, you would need to work 20 hours per week at $15 per hour to make $1,200. Okay? So 20 hours per week, and you get your $2,200 per week. Or per month, excuse me. $2,200 per week. Oh my God. No, $2,200 per month, which is plenty under this system, because Medicare will be free, and we'll get into the rent freeze. We're going to work on it, but that's the solution there. I don't think that many people will abuse the system. I think there will be people that do that. That will be part of the problem. I do want to expand help and access for those who are unable to work 20 hours a week, but I think most people want to work. I think the pandemic really proved to a lot of people how much just getting out of the house actually kind of helps, and 20 hours a week would be awesome for, like, work-life balance. So yeah. And I think, we have the technology. Like, go ahead and have people take over the burger flipper jobs. Go ahead and have robots take over the burger flipper jobs, and then we'll reduce it to 15 hours per week. We've grown and advanced as a society. to the point where we can do that. So let's do that. Prison reform. All nonviolent criminals released. We'll work on expunging and all that. Just total reform. We need to have fewer people in prison. No for-profit prisons, state or federal. Sorry, you don't get to make money off of people being incarcerated. That's what leads to systemic issues that we're now trying to break so hard out of. And you don't get to. There's no prison labor. Period. Okay, you do not get to earn less than $1 an hour. Paying someone less than $1 an hour is criminal. You are the type of person that we would send to jail. So, yeah. Along with that, really want to focus on actually rehabilitating our ex-felons, ex-prisoners, whatever. They're human beings again. We should take care of them. We can take care of them. No one wants to be like that. And if they do want to be like that, then that is tragic. And again, small minority. I want to have publicized tax records. So if you're running for something like president or representative or Congress, or, well, representative would be part of Congress, but you see what I mean? Supreme Court justice, if you're nominated, then your tax records have to be public. And everything on your tax records, as far as where you received money from, other than your federal wage, also has to be public. So if you receive money from a PAC, even if it's for like dinners or something like that, because of blah, 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 I know we're not going to get into all the loopholes, but then that PAC has to have their tax records public. That way we can follow the money trail and see who's actually paying who. Because quite frankly, I don't think someone that has $100 million has my best interest or your best interest, our best interest at heart whenever they are creating policies. Term limits. Looking at you, Supreme Court. Got real fucked over there. We're also going to have to, that's part of the reform, is figuring out the Supreme Court. This whole electing of the justice thing in the two-party system. Yikes. So, yeah. We need to care for our veterans and our elderly. I don't believe in, war. Like, I get it, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into all that. But, killing people, not cool in my book. But if that's something you're willing to do and you're willing to risk your life for this country, then we should take care of you. Either way, suicide is suicide, and it's horrific and tragic and sad. And it's happening to a lot of our soldiers, and we need to stop that. Also need to care for the elderly. That's the one where I want to get with people that are actually know more about the situation, because we need to do something. I don't know what. But yeah, they're not going anywhere and we need to take care of them. I want to do a rent mortgage freeze for 2 years while we take time to figure out rent payments and mortgage payments. The rent is too damn high. People can't buy homes, whenever they're working 40 hours a week. If you're working 40 hours a week, then you should be able to buy a home, because that's what the minimum wage is. Especially if you have a degree. So here's the thing. Okay, 1 second. I don't care how menial your job is. If you are working 40 hours a week, then society has dictated that is 40 hours of work that needs to be done, and it needs to be done by you. You are therefore part of our functioning society and are entitled to a normal life. Like, I think you should be able to buy a house. Simply because, sure, you're just flipping burgers, but people are buying burgers, right? Like, someone's got to do it. So yeah, there's that. It's not unskilled labor, it's undervalued labor. But the fact is, laboring is laboring. And if you're doing it for our society, then you're part of it, and we should take care of you. I want to do just like a huge audit, kind of everywhere. I just feel like there's a lot of bloat in our government spending, and we can really trim down, especially like with military. And oh my God, I want to provide more funding for education. I can't believe I didn't mention that anywhere. K through 12 more funding. Crap. Oh yeah, so like military spending, I know there's a lot of bloat there that we can trim back on. And with the system, we don't have to worry about job loss. So speaking of, I want to provide jobs. Like, we have the money, we have the resources for people to work and do things. We can provide jobs, and then they're part of society, and everything works. I don't know what to say, but I want to provide jobs for the arts, and I want to revitalize small town America. And I really want to do like small farms. I want to get back into growing our own food here in America as well. So small local farms. So I want small town America to be revitalized, but it'll also have to change. And, small towns need to get behind that. It's either change or die, unfortunately. So really quick, just like facts about the money and the resources. So America produces 20.8 trillion every year in goods and services. We produce 6 trillion more than the next highest country. So out of 21, we produce 6 trillion more. Okay. And that country is China. They have 4 times as many people. So we have the money and the resources to take care of everyone. We have the money and the resources to do this. It's about whether or not we can get enough people behind it to do it. I don't know if it should be like a religion or a political party or what. I want to hear what you have to say about it. That's the cool thing about getting in on something on the ground floor is we get to really talk about it and hear what we all have to say, and you get your input valued. But I really want this to be about people that are willing to work and work hard because they just have tons of free time and are tired and frustrated and want to like actually make things happen. And I really do know that there's enough people that feel that way. It's just about getting them on it. So yeah, that's that. All left. We're trying to organize. You can email me 99thparty@gmail.com, 99thparty@gmail.com to get involved. Basically what I ask right now is that you join our email list, and I'll start an email list, but you join our email list so that I can get a count for how many people are interested, and then you start volunteering. And you volunteer in your local community so that you support your local community, because I really want this to be all about local, grassroots. I really don't want to like ask for donations because I don't think we need them. I think this is a really good idea that can really just go viral, and we don't need to ask for donations to take care of it. I think we can just get by on a lot of volunteer work and just donations because people want to instead of asking for them. Anyways, so start with volunteering, and then from there, educating people. There's a lot of ideas that I have. It's really just about figuring out how many people I can get behind this idea to begin with. I want to like have our own Discord, but if that's something you want to get in on, if you want to run our Discord, cool. If you want to make posters, cool. If you want to make memes, cool. If you want to, do a phone bank, do an email list. If you want to petition, I'm not going to petition people for donations, but big corporations, absolutely. Wouldn't that be fun if they paid for their own demise? Anyways, speaking of, I want to like break up Amazon, break up Disney, and I want to fund unique ideas, smaller projects. As far as foreign affairs go, I just want to generally reduce our presence, like I said, but I also want to just like, let's chill out being buddy with Russia and China, okay? Like if we're going to help anybody, let's help Mexico, like our neighbor, and make their country better as well after we fix our own. But I really want to focus on our own, and then I also want to focus on fixing the planet. The oceans, huge one, huge one. And plastic, another big one. And we can fix it. We can fix it. We have the money, we have the resources, we have the capability of fixing it. We can fix it. We can have everyone down to 20 to 30-hour weeks and Medicare and clothed and fed and taken care of. We can. We just have to actually do it. And so this is me trying to do it. This is socialism, democratic socialism. We're not going to get too into the terminology just because of the connotations and the propaganda surrounding those sorts of terms. But yeah, if this is something you want to get in on, I'd love to have you. Other volunteer things. So yeah, start with volunteering. And then we just need to spread the word. And so from there, evolve into educating people. But if you have anything that you'd like to contribute to the cause, like if there's anything you want to do, just again, email me and I'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. Okay. Thanks.